Welcome to Glacier Paradise, Europe's highest cable car station. We've never been this high before, so the first thing we need to do is catch our breath, but then we're gonna go check out the view.
This is the highest viewing platform in Europe, and from here you can see 38 different peaks over 4,000 meters and 14 glaciers across 3 countries, France, Switzerland, and Italy.
By the way, if we haven't met, we're Jana and Brat, and we recently moved to Interlaken, and I can supposedly spy our hometown mountains from here, the Eiger, Monk, and Jungfrau. You can also see the Breithorn and Mont Blanc from here.
And I've heard the Breithorn might just be the easiest 4,000 meter peak to climb in the entire Alps, so it's on my list to conquer one day, with an experienced guide, of course. You'll notice that we don't have the actual classic Matterhorn view up here, but that's because we're looking at the south face instead of the north face. But that's one of the neat things about visiting Zermatt. You have a totally different perspective on the Matterhorn from every cable car, train ride, and hiking trail.
Like many places in the world, there is a railing of locks here, and supposedly, if you confess your undying love to each other up here and secure a lock and place the key in the box by the elevator, they'll put the key in the ice to symbolize your eternal love. And I'm not really sure how to transition after that, so let's go talk about skiing, shall we?
Did you know that you can ski 365 days a year here at Glacier Paradise? This is both the highest and the largest summer ski resort in Europe, with 21 kilometers of ski runs and a freestyle arena.
In case you can't tell, it's a little bit cold up here.
It's cold up here.
Yeah. So we definitely recommend, we're telling you to wear a nice warm jacket, and a hat and sunglasses are not a bad idea either. Okay, that was cold. I think we should go inside and see what else they have at Glacier Paradise. Thank you, Willie, for welcoming me to Glacier Palace. I'm so happy to be here. Well, we might be out of the wind, but it's not necessarily any warmer in here because now we are 15 meters below the surface of the glacier. So we've been inside of the man-made ice tunnels at Jungfrau before, but this is unreal. We are literally inside of a crevasse of a glacier right now. This is just amazing.
There's this really cool ice slide. You grab one of these cushions and take it to the top. But the first time I went super slow because I was trying to record it on my phone. Make sure you yank hard on the ropes because you will go so fast. I zoomed down that slide like I was a reckless maniac.
Okay, I'd really like to warm up now, so let's go see if the cinema is a few degrees warmer.
In case you haven't caught on yet, Glacier Paradise went all out to earn the title of highest in various categories, including the highest cinema in Europe. You can plop down for a few minutes in one of these cozy egg chairs and watch short videos about mountaineering, snow, glacier plants, and more.
And there's another award for the highest at Glacier Paradise, and that's the highest mountain restaurant in Europe. It's futuristic and panoramic, of course. You can even watch the cooks cook your meal right before you, which is pretty cool. But we're not gonna eat here today because we have packed a picnic to do a hike from the next cable car station below.
Okay, this might make me sound like a diva, but having to pay 2 francs to go to the bathroom after spending up to 120 francs just to get up here, it's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Toilet update. They make you pay 2 francs because there's some kind of special water purification treatment system, and I guess it's kind of impressive to even have a bathroom at almost 13,000 feet. But the good news is you can pay by cash or credit card, and you actually get a little voucher where you can get 2 francs off of a purchase at the restaurant or the shop. So it's still pretty lame, but maybe a little bit less lame.
So let's ride down to Trockentersteg, but get ready because we have a surprise in store for our ride. This is already one of the highest cable car rides in the world, but for an extra 10 francs per adult, you can upgrade to a glass bottom gondola called the Crystal Ride. The gondola's exterior is decorated with sparkly crystals, and you can see through the glass floor to the glacier below. Soaring over miles upon miles of glaciers is not an everyday experience for us, and having a cable car all to ourselves, with heated seats, made the majestic views during this 9-minute ride even more enjoyable.
Now that it's a bit warmer here, let me tell you what you need to know about getting up to Glacier Paradise. The standard round-trip ticket for adults costs anywhere from 95 to 120 francs depending on the season. Unfortunately, if you're traveling with the Eurail or Interrail pass, there is no discount, so you'll have to pay full price. You get 50% off with the half-fare card or the Swiss Travel Pass, and the ride is fully covered by both the Peak Pass and the Peak-to-Peak ticket when it's available. Kids travel for free all the way up to age 9, which is pretty special because that's usually only the case in Switzerland until they turn 6. But, and this is very important, children under age 3 cannot travel past Trockener Steg because of the risk of altitude sickness. Kids 9 to 15 travel for half price or for free if you have the Swiss Family Card, and you can even bring your dog with you up to the highest cable car station in Europe for completely free. But enough about tickets. Let's show you everything else there is to do here at Trockener Steg.
Well, really there are only 4 things you can do here. First, this is where you can buy tickets for the special Crystal Ride, although you can also buy them at the Zermatt station as well. Second, there's a restaurant with a rooftop terrace and a shop. Third, there's the Info Cube. It's a free mini museum all about the highest 3S cableway in the world, also called the Matterhorn Alpine Crossing. So what's so special about this ride? Well, it is literally the highest crossing in the Alps, stretching from Switzerland to Italy, and it just opened for the first time in July 2023.
Fourth, this is where you start the Matterhorn Glacier Trail, at least if you'd rather hike it downhill. But if you're not up for hiking at all, you can just ride the cable car down to the next station, Schwarzsee. But we're gonna take the 6.5-kilometer trek to show you what it's like. The Matterhorn Glacier Trail leads across a lunar-like landscape that was once a glacier. Since 1850, when the Little Ice Age ended, the Furg and Theodule glaciers have receded more than 3 kilometers, exposing the trail you can now walk on. Along the way, you can see the Matterhorn reflected on a lake surface and read 23 different info panels with details about the glaciers that once existed, before ending your hike at this next spot.
Welcome to Schwarzsee. This is a little mountain lake with a cute chapel that's unfortunately under construction at the moment. There's also plenty of biking trails and hiking paths here, a restaurant, and of course, the famous Zermatt sign. If you're curious about other things to do near Zermatt, check out our Zermatt travel guides or watch this next, and we'll see you in Switzerland.